Tonight on the Callum Tyconic Show, we have a very different way of producing this show. Today, we're introducing someone very special to us, and unfortunately, he can't be in the studio today, but we have him on FaceTime, and here he is. He should be connecting any second soon. And oh, here he is. Hey, Adam.
Hi, Callum. How are you tonight?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Doing super well. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and it's going to be an amazing night.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to have you. So, as we start off the show, I have a couple questions.
For sure.
And the first one is so mostly like what was your role in the revolution?
Um, well, I would have to say that I was probably the most important person in the Industrial Revolution because I was the most important thinker behind the idea of laissez-faire economics. In other words, I wanted the government to stop trying to tell businesses what to do. I was fed up with the control they had and wanted change. Instead, I wanted the invisible hand of competition and consumer choice to tell the businesses what they wanted. I was also an advocate of the idea of the division of labor. In a system with a division of labor, each worker does only one task or a few tasks in the process of making a larger thing. Instead of having one worker make a shoe all day and the quantity going down, I will have multiple workers working on one object to complete the object faster and more efficiently, driving the price and consumption up. These two ideas were both very important for the Industrial Revolution. The first of them encouraged governments to let businesses do what they wanted instead of telling them what to do. The second helped businesses understand the best way to get more efficiency out of my workers.
Great, Adam. I love that theory. And so as we move on to the second one, what were the main advantages of the revolution that brought to you mostly?
Uh-huh. Well, obviously there was a ton of fame and fortune that was brought in. Lots of money, lots of people knew me across the world, and I was becoming very known, and people are taking my ideas into consideration, and I'm very pleased to have this, and hopefully this free market is able to grow in the future. But my ideas were heard across the world, and many of them were put into action, which I'm very proud about. The division of labor became very popular, and free market economics started to boom. The Industrial Revolution saw a spike of production, and shortly after, the wealth increased.
Okay, so as many advantages as you had, you must have had at least some disadvantages. And what did they bring to you?
Funny you asked that. Of course, there was disadvantages with the revolution. A major disadvantage to me was the Industrial Revolution was felt by the free market. The revolution brought massive numbers of people out of the countryside and moving into the cities. They had a very poor standard of living and horrific working conditions. People criticized the free market because wealthier people like myself just kept on becoming more wealthy, and the poor people struggled to feed their families. Many people blamed my ideologies of a free market and the division of labor for this decrease in social welfare.
Yes, yeah, that I agree. And so, what were your main thoughts in the revolution?
As time went by during the revolution, I had plenty of thoughts that roamed through my head, but I was happy with how successful the assembly line was. I was also pleased to witness individuals acting in their own self-interest, naturally seeking out economic activities that would provide the greatest financial reward. I truly saw that the wealth of the nation came from the labor of all people, and that the flow of goods and services constituted the ultimate aim and end of economic life.
So as we wrap things up here, what might have you done differently with the benefits of hindsight?
Um, Honestly, probably nothing. I wouldn't change anything. I had a very successful run. I was very pleased with the people that took my ideas and free market into consideration, and I was super happy with the result. And I wouldn't have changed anything from the ideas I know now.
Okay, thank you, Adam. That consists of the Callum Tyconic Show. Hope you all had a great time watching, and we'll get back to you next week. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Cal.
Yeah, thank you, Adam.